So as I have said, last week I've given you an assignment to study in advance on lesson 3 since we are done with lesson 2, no? We talk about pomology, the types of fruits, olericulture, and the study of vegetables. And I guess we stop somewhere here, no? Differences of fruits and vegetables, no? Before floriculture. And yung aking ginawang assignment sa inyo ay yung lesson, supposedly continuation na lang man ito, no? This would be your activity, ay yung lesson 3 last time. Module 2, or it's under module 2 na di ay. So did you go about it on botanical nomenclature and classification? Sorry, abi na kog lesson 3 na ni siya, module 2 and lesson 1 pa di ay. But anyways, we'll be going back to do the continuation of our report, since this is recorded video for the rest who can follow, no? And who missed the ano. So ayun, we are actually on floriculture na. And ito lang, no, hindi natin na-discuss differences between fruits and vegetables. So of course, when we speak of fruits, it usually come from large trees, no? Kaya perennial siya, or will live up to more than 2 years or more. And when we say vegetables, these are annuals only, so mababa lang sila, and they can only live up to a year. So fruit plants, generally woody, of course, and vegetables are herbaceous and succulents. While fruits also can be propagated asexually, although vegetables can propagated naman then asexually, pero usually mas marami tayong nakikitang mga vegetable seeds who can be seeds na which is sexually propagated na available commercially, no? Unlike wala tayong nakikitang mango seeds kasi this cannot be dried. Most fruits are recalcitrant, no? So vegetable seeds naman are orthodox. So it means they can be dried up to 10% moisture content. So marami tayong nakikitang mga naka-cans ng mga vegetable seeds. So we have fruit plants. They require special cultural practices such as training and pruning. And that's why if you have trees backyard in your backyard, so it's worthwhile na you have to trim them or kanang mag-ikat ninyo siya regularly to prevent diseases at saka also to maintain sanitation. While vegetables naman are seasonal lang, so tag 3 months, 4 months, and only staking and pruning are required in some crops. So fruits are consumed fresh na hinog, and vegetables naman require cooking for consumption usually. So those are differences. So these are actually known na already, and for the sake na lang of review of the lesson, then we have to again review them. So again, the study of flowers or floriculture is derived from the Latin word florus and cultura, which means flower and cultivation, or the branch of horticulture, which deals with the study of flowering and ornamental crops. And in order to complete this subject, we have to know the art of landscaping or beautifying the piece of land using garden designs, methods, and plant material. Usually, the one who are practicing this one, you might be surprised, but it's not really surprising. But those who are landscape architects, no, are specializing in floriculture, no. And most of the architect na mga courses, they have landscaping as a major subject. So, anong role ng ornamental horticulture in our lives? No? Meron ba siyang gaano ba siya ka-importante? Anyone would like to explain? Para sa inyo, alin mas uunahin dapat, yung mga gulay o yung bulaklak?
For me, ma'am, gulay.
Gulay, ma'am.
No, para mabusog po na natay sudaan, di ba? But without even flowers around us, no? Mabubuhay ba tayo? Of course, mabubuhay tayo. But why do we need flowers around us?
Actually, ma'am, mga flowers, different kinds of flowers. Ma'am, makahatag siya og ganang stress-free, ma'am ba? Makawala siya og stress.
Yes.
Like para sa ko ang lola, ma'am, na siya mga beautiful na mga orchids, ma'am, like color. So, ano po siya, mahanga po siya, ma'am ba? Manaysan po siya.
Hindi man natin nakakain ng bulaklak, although pwede na naman natin kainin. There are flowers which are edible, no? Such as katuray o kaya yung malunggay. Yung mga Ilocano mahilig sa malunggay flowers, no? And seeds as vegetable. So dahil half Ilocana ako, so I have eaten that one every time na magbakasyon ako doon sa Luzon, no? Sa Tarlac specifically. So, hindi man natin makakain lahat ng flowers, yet it can also be source of our fiber, medicine, like ano ba yun?
Stress reliever, ma'am. Stress reliever.
Yes, and psychologically aesthetic siya, no? When we see beautiful things, beautiful flowers and plants and surroundings, it makes us relieves our stress at saka calming effect siya. Nakakalma tayo, 'di ba? Peace, love, and provide harmony and balance, no? And it will affect our behavior. Masayahin tayo. So, ayun, no? But do not forget, when you become innovative, so it can be a viable export potential. In fact, we are importing a lot of flowers, no? Especially special occasions like there are burial, special occasion din siya, no? Birthdays, Valentine's Day, yon, mga common na yun na mga kailangan nating bumili ng mga flowers, no? And in the industry itself, no, madaming siya, cut flowers, cut foliage, potted plants, bouquet, for the seeds, bulbs, corms, rhizomes ng mga napakaganda ng mga tulips at saka bulb flowers, no? And you will see videos of such later, no? So when we classify ornamental plants, I also have separate na PowerPoint presentation that you can find out doon sa ating Facebook group, no? Yung Horticulture by Dr. Alminda. And sa ornamentals naman, kina-classify natin sila based sa kanilang application. Could also be indoor or outdoor, such as cut flower. So pag cut flower, ibig sabihin kinakat natin, di ba? Like the roses, carnation, orchids, chrysanthemum, lilies, gerbera, no? And pag potted plants naman, of course, naka-potted na ginagamit natin sa indoor. And most of them are also expensive, no? Example, Sansevieria, Indian rubber plant or ficus, and philodendron, no? And bedding plants, no? We also have bedding plants na pwede siyang ni-raise sa plant outdoors na naka-flower beds, no? Example, yung mga pitonia, magaganda siya, no? Annual, snapdragon, pansy. Yun. And we also have hanging plants, no? Basket na mga perennial, annual, or foliage crops, no? Gaya ng geranium and spider plant. We also have dried flower such as statice and gypsophila and helichrysum, no? Yun mga dinadry natin. And panggamit natin na landscape plants such as for lawn. Now, of course, ngayon nga is plastic na ngayon ginagamit for green carpet, pero Bermuda grass, no? For lawn. And ground covers that are low growing effectively cover the soil, no? Which such as Vinca minor, major, and carex, so on. Climbers, no? Annual perennial herb or shrubs na para siyang vines, no? Like the money plant, the Swiss cheese plant, and even philodendron, English ivy. And a lot of shrubs na may woody stem, branch, and they can be flowering shrubs such as Hibiscus rosa sinensis or yung ating gomamela, Nerium oleander, Tecoma stanus, and so on, or foliage shrubs siya such as the Dracaena. So mamaya makakita niyo yung mga photos na yon, Duranta, no, yung yellow or golden gold ba yan? Duranta erecta. And shrubs with bracts such as the bougainvillea. Of course, you are familiar with bougainvillea, euphorbia, and poinsettia. So we also have trees, no? Woody plants na may mga intertrunks or stem. So they just function as part of the landscape that provide shade or ensure privacy sometimes. In a particular, gaya doon sa UP Los Baños, meron isang fertility tree ang tawag nila doon kasi actually it's a centennial tree kaso marami kasing lovers doon na usually not only lovers but group of friends that they usually rest or no it stood in the middle of the ground, no, and it's just there for century na kasi 100 years na yung UP UPLB, I mean. So, nandun lang siya and it's still standing up to now. No? So, in fact, when sa Samal, meron kayong century tree, diba? Do you know that? Samal ba? Wait lang. Murag sa kwanto eh. Sorry. Governor, Govgen to. Pero sa Samal, naba may century nga mga, kasi ang mangga, it can live 200 years. Meron ba? Doon sa ano?
Baliti, ma'am.
Yeah. Saan yan? Ano ba?
Sa Anunang, ma'am. Anunang. Sa high school, Anunang.
Anunang. But it's not featured as a parang spot or kanang tourist spot. Not yet. Hindi niya pa, hindi pa siya na-feature.
Na-feature, ma'am. Inabot nga siya ka ng ma'am. Mga kwarta, ma'am, para tayo wishes daw, ma'am.
Wow. That's nice, no? Now, try natin yan i-search kung meron bang nag-vlog niyan. Or Sir Adrian, vlogger ka kasi, diba? Na-vlog mo na yon.
Ma'am, sa Balite, ma'am, narito ang, ma'am, white lady.
So, i-vlog mo yan ha, para makita namin. If ever wala pang naka-vlog, no? Sa ano. So, ayun, no? There are trees like Jacaranda, Azadiracta, or name tree, and so on. There's a lot. Now, lastly, it's post-harvest technology. That's why last Friday, because I was not able to meet you, nagpagrupo ako sa inyo, diba? And there were I gave you assignments on land or yung area to prepare for the laboratory activity. So last time, I gave you general activity. There were but mostly vegetable, no? Pero in this time, we're going to divide it by area, by branch, no? Like first, we're gonna have vegetable area. Second, we have to have fruit orchard. So by group yan. And third, we have to have a landscape garden, most probably dyan sa inyong campus. But if it is not possible pag walang masyadong area, kaya nga this face to face pipili tayo, and at the same time I'm going to invite you doon sa food processing as one chosen activity niyo sa post-harvest technology. No, at first you will just visit and so instead of magkikita tayo in the morning, is it possible that we gonna meet on the afternoon at 1 p.m.? Pwede ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Para kasi na, 'di ba, Adrian, tayo mag processing tayo. So ayun. I'll just finalize the announcement by Friday. So therefore we're not going to meet online on Friday. So on Wednesday pala finalize ko. Kasi MWF tayo. So ayun. So post-harvest technology, you just choose one group. In your group, what product you're going to process, because there's a lot of choices. And so this is one branch of horticulture na we're going to study the handling, packaging, and processing of and their storage life ng ating mga fruits, vegetables, and even flowers. No? Since post-harvest technology can cause up to 30 to 40% loss, no, or spoilage. So we're going to study the causes of post-harvest losses. Since most fruits natin ay perishable, and they contain 80 to 95% moisture, matataas siya, malaki, and high rate of respiration, so madali lang siyang madapuan ng disease, and delicate texture. So, pag wala tayong harvesting equipment, mga tinatawag nating post-harvest and processing area, or yung ating, what we call that, storage area, or commercial and also cold chain. So, madaling masira yung ating mga fruits. And sa atin kasi, we usually just have flea markets or yung ating palengke, no? Local market na hindi siya enclosed sa mga, unlike dito sa Davao. Meron kasi tayong local market at saka mega mall, no? Mga supermarkets and mas mataas, like dito sa Bangkerohan, 'di ba? Maraming prutas dito which are sold lesser than in the supermarket, but then the percentage of losses ay mataas, no? So we have control measures that we're going to study, like what kind of growing varieties which have better shelf life, or ano yung mga recommended cultural practice natin for the production or quality of fruits and free from insect pests, and ano yung dapat nating i-apply as treatment, no, to make them better quality at integrated approach operations, like from harvesting at what kind or proper stage of maturity, paano natin siya i-grade, i-sort, and kunin yung field heat and appropriate packaging materials and appropriate packaging nga, like modify atmosphere packaging, and we can have it actually hands-on doon sa ating food processing laboratory since we have the facility which are better for export, no? And so I believe na in the future, kasi although nag-start na tayo ngayon, I've heard na meron ng ini-export na mga dried mango, for example, ang samal. So, in the future, you can also do that. And therefore, better storage and marketing. So these are just the few lessons that we need to be introduced in terms of post-harvest, how to make our fruits and vegetables longer shelf life. At first, at harvesting, the proper stage, kailangan alam natin para yung tama and proper way. And until now, it has been studied very well, no? Ano yung dapat na stage for processing and so on. And post-harvest operation natin, ano man dapat pwede nating idagdag if hindi pa natin ginagawa, starting from cleaning, sorting na hindi yan shorting, grading, removal of field health, and proper packaging application. And then sa sorting and grading, paano natin siya? Meron tayong Philippine national standards sa Bureau of Agriculture and Fishery. So, tingnan natin ano yung mga dapat color, size, weight, diameter, and size classification, and so on. And paano ba mag-clean and wash? No? It's not only by the use of water. Under running water, chlorinated yan, diba? So, tingnan natin how to remove the latex of banana and mango. And dry cleaning, no? Without the use of water or washing. At ano yung mga post-harvest treatments natin? Chemicals like GA, gibberellic acid, cytokinin, and ethylene. And hot water treatments, no? Maalam natin gaano ka init siya dapat and how many days, I mean hours siya natin i-dip yung mangga or yung papaya. And bakit tayo maglalagay ng wax and oil emulsions, no? Para ma-increase yung shelf life ng ating fruits. And we also have the irradiation using ionizing radiation para mamatay yung microorganisms at para din ma-alter yung physiology ng fruits, no? And eventually packaging or anong dapat na materials na gamitin and container. Whether box ba siya, fiberglass, collapsible, and so on. And baskets, bamboo, straw, palm leaves, wood for mango is very popular. Cardboard ba siya, molded plastic. So we will be discussing more of that. And storage. This is very important. So gaano ba kahaba pwede natin siyang i-store with the right temperature and with the right container, no? Especially kung off-season availability or all year round ba siya available, no? Kasi minsan nagmamahal siya pag out of season and then pwede natin siyang i-store, the better para mahal siya pag ibenta natin. So 10 minutes left na lang tayo, and if we're done with 10 minutes, then we'll continue it on Wednesday. Avoiding the glut in the market, check infection, enhance the shelf life by controlling respiration rate. We all know that respiration is the one that makes our commodities, no, spoil earlier or makes it ripen earlier. So, pwede siyang natural artificial storage using chemical treatments like modified atmosphere packaging then. And the duration of storage, temporary ba siya, midterm or long-term storage? Kaya we need a certain medyo high-tech na mga controlled atmosphere or kaya processing plant in that case, no? Like for example, if we need low temperature or cold temperature, so like 200 degrees Celsius, and controlled atmosphere storage, no, wherein yung ating oxygen and carbon dioxide ay nasa 2 to 10% lang, no, but it can be stored up to 5 to 8 months. And vaporized cool chamber, yung mga large vans of trucks, no, yun yung mga examples sa mga cool storage at saka on the run or while traveling. So as a whole, in this activity, you are going to roam around your house and list down horticultural crops products you find in your house and classify them based on the branches, no? Whether na siya sa olericulture, leafy ba siya, and scientific name din niya. And then a few questions. So at least 10, no, ang ilagay niyo dito. How will you differentiate horticulture from agriculture? And with what is your viewpoint on the effect of horticulture crops sa pandemic? And the right time to harvest leafy vegetables. So most of you naka-answer na niyan, and the rest are on progress naman, no? So for module 2, we're just gonna have the lesson 1, botanical nomenclature and classification. Now, and after this, we'll have the different PowerPoint presentation. So, and also, but we are going to discuss in the module 2, yung plant anatomy. We'll have a review on that, photosynthesis, cellular respiration, translocation, absorption, and transpiration. So as we all know, meron tayo ditong classification ng different crops, no? And eto nga, no? How did we classify them? Dito pa pala, no? Sa botanicals. As an introduction ito, you can see, no? That we have types of plants based on vascular components. Now we have the Bryophytes and the Tracheophytes. No, between them we have these are group or classes of plants that are classified or they're based sa kanilang vascular. So non-vascular plants are the Bryophytes. So they have very poor developed vascular system. And the vascular system is involved in, of course, we know that for the transport of water, and therefore it's very important for the growth and development. Now, and vascular, it has even approximately 24,000 species of bryophytes. This include the mosses, no? Of course, I know you have seen this one. So those are bryophytes. And tracheophytes naman have developed vascular bundles. And they are therefore grows taller, and but they are also again subdivided into seed plants or gymnosperms and seedless plants or angiosperms, no? So again, the tracheoplants that produce seeds are divided as gymnosperms that have seeds such as the cycads, ginkgo, conifers, and so when you say conifers, these are the pines, and the angiosperm, of course, these are the seedless, I mean. So ito yung bryophytes, no, yung moss, and their life cycle. So they can still able to reproduce, no, but they are don't have stems, no. They only have leaves and stems rather. Ayan, and for the tracheophytes, the fern and pine life cycle. So the angiosperms are seed plants that produce flowers. They are flowering plants and enclose, meron siyang mature ovary, which have 250 species, no? And these are again divided into monocots or dicots. And we have learned earlier that when we speak of monocots or dicots, they have one cotyledon. For monocots and dicots have two cotyledon, no? Screenshot lang ako sandali. Ayun. So, there's a lot of classification actually. So, to continue, these are the gymnosperm and the angiosperm, no, or the flowering plants. So, ano ba ang difference between Gymnosperm and Angiosperm? Again, the Gymnosperm have mostly trees, and the Angiosperm are mostly herbs, shrubs, or trees. And sa Gymnosperm, the xylem vessels are absent, while the Angiosperm, the xylem vessels are present, no? And a solo with the companion cells, and they both have cones, of course, but for Gymnosperm, wala silang flowers, and only Angiosperms have, and usually bisexual, but Gymnosperm have strobiline, nakuratan ko da kay kay Roy. And usually ang ovules nila are naked and the ovary is absent. Unlike sa Angiosperm na ang ovules is encapsulated in the ovary, no? And it has ovary, but they both they have style and stigma, but absent in Gymnosperm, no? And also, meron siyang archaeogonia, which is absent in Angiosperm. And it has both only double fertilization in Angiosperm at absent sa Gymnosperm. And therefore, triploid ang Angiosperm, ang Gymnosperm ay haploid lang. So, will be to describe naman between monocots and eudicots, in terms of seed, no? Dalawang cotyledon, monocot isa. Ang root naman, xylem, and meron siyang ring, unlike sa phloem sa xylem, which are hindi siya talaga naka-form and ring. And in terms of stem, vascular bundles are scattered in monocots, while distinct naman siya sa dicots. The leaves are netted. Ang monocot naman ay venated. And the flowers are in the multiples of 3. Sa monocot and dicot are more than 4. Ayun. So, madali lang. And so, maybe we will discuss, less than a minute na tayo, the next lesson. The first lesson, which is botanical nomenclature and classification, by next meeting. So, do you have any questions or clarification? Sorry, baka maputol na ni ha.
Kailang ma'am.
Wait lang. Stop share muna ako. So, do you have any question or clarification? Bago tayo 9:12 ay. Okay, 6.